So, hello everyone. How are we today? Hey, God. You see me here today. It's because finally a subject I have held back from talking about for years came up today. I'm here before you today because I said one thing must happen here. And until that thing happens, before I will say a word. So I woke up this morning to buzz on the internet. And what was the buzz? That 2Face Innocent Idibia 2Face, the Grammy Award winner of Nigeria, of You Are My African Queen, came out with a communique today saying, well, this thing I have to say is short but also long. I and Annie Macaulay have been separated for a while now and currently filed for divorce. I would grant a press release soon to say my story. Not because it's anyone's right to know about my personal life, but because I love my people and I need them to know my innocence or offense. Stay blessed, my people. I love you all. Okay, so there we have it. Now, let's walk us back to the timeline of this ish, right? You guys, I'm having some chocolates. These are French handmade chocolates. You don't get them all the time. They usually are sold during Christmas. So that's what I'm having. So let's go through the timeline, of, Innocent Idibia, that's 2Face, and Annie Idibia's marriage till date. And I'm even going to call some examples from the reality show because, in fact, it was after I watched the first season of the reality TV show, I was so pumped. I was like, I wanted to talk. I must talk. But you see, another common sense now said, don't talk. Wait. Because there's something my father always taught me. He said, always learn to give benefits of doubt. I had so many things going in my head after I finished seeing that reality TV show. There were so many things that my brain was just doing grang, 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 grang. And why was it doing that? Because of something 2Face said. Please, you pardon me. Because I have to look for it and I find it because I don't have it here. 2Face actually did tell Annie that if she wanted to go, she could go. He told her that something in the corridors of he wasn't stopping her. I remember there was something he was just like, listen, it's not that deep. What I realized more than anything is that between Annie and 2Face, Annie doesn't listen. And not just that she doesn't listen, she doesn't understand. Annie is so emotional, right? That when she's supposed to be picking up on little bits of hints that are saying to her, walk, she's not picking up on it. In 2000, I think this was just this. All this came to a head. I think it was during COVID, between 2019 to 2022 or 21. So let's go to the backstory. Around this period, we all hear that 2Face had just had another baby, had just welcomed another baby in the US of A. Now, Annie said that no, that 2Face said he was going for a photo shoot. Unknown to her, it wasn't photo shoot. He was going to meet his first wife, Pero. Now, a lot of people have come out here saying, no, Annie is the legal wife, is this, is that. Pero and her family know 2Face as her husband. Pero has 3 kids for 2Face. Number 4 joined in that 2021 side. The 4th baby joined. These kids live in the US with Pero. And Pero is known to actually be a successful makeup artist, right? Now, in the same vein, I think Pero's dad also did an interview on one of these channels and actually confirmed that yes, 2Face actually came and asked for his daughter's hand in marriage. Again, Annie was not listening at all. Now, we all are quite aware of the fact that Annie and 2Face got wedded in Dubai. They had a Dubai wedding, And, our Nigerian people who, Nigerians are suckers for romance. Oh, she looks so beautiful. Okay, they marry. Annie had the first baby, then the second one. Now, in all of this, we also realize and notice that Annie has been battling demons in her marriage. And the thing about it is that Annie knew the existence of these demons before she said she was getting married to 2Face. For whatever reason, but she was very aware, right? And so we hear on all of a sudden, COVID was it. COVID, there was a lot of action during COVID. I swear, hey God, action plenty during COVID. Anyway, Annie came out, swinging when she found out that 2Face was actually cohabiting with Pero in the US of A. Take a listen.
Everything. I am going to scatter everything. Nobody knows the wrongs of an angry woman. I will ruin everything. Hello, Idibia family. This is Annie. Said that I was with my husband today. Peaceful, nothing happened. My husband told me he had a shoot today. Only for him to pack his things and his stupid cousin Frankie helped him plan it. His family does not love me. They hate me. They've been giving me hell for 10 years. Today, my husband packed his things. He lied to me that he was going to shoot. But my husband is on his way to America. Planned by himself, F.L. Morigbe, and Frankie. All of this behind my back. I don't deserve this. I don't. I know this is not your business. But I can't call any member of his family. I can't even call his manager. He will not take my call. Because he thinks I'm the reason. He thinks I'm in his way. He thinks I'm in his way. So FA would never take my call. He don't send this on his way to America without telling me. Without telling me. He's going to see Pero in America. And his other kids. Don't move this car. Park this car. I'm going right now on Instagram Live. I'm going now. I'm done.
And so Annie says, I will scatter everything. Woman scorned. Okay. Fast forward. It got messy. Family members, Annie's family, 2Face's family, you name it. It got messy, really messy. Eventually, everyone said, okay, take a deep breath. Ooh, let's all take a deep breath and everybody should calm the hell down. And we all did. Now, fast forward to Young, Famous and African. And we had the first episode. Now, in that first episode, gosh, you see, I said in my video, I'd never reviewed Young, Famous and African. And I'm going to talk about it now from that season 1. In season 1, Annie's insecurities became full blown. Every human being, and any human being looking at Annie from a mile away, was like, oh my God. The first question I had was, how long would you keep on fighting other women over a man who apparently knows what he's doing? 2Face actually told you to your face, not once, not twice, not 3 times, that, hey, that he cannot be with one woman. 2Face said it. He didn't say it once. He didn't say it twice. He said it to her face when they were having dinner. Now, prior to this, Annie used to act, she was in the movie industry. I watched one movie she did with Patience Ozokwa, and I don't think I've seen her in another movie after that. All of a sudden, Annie disappeared from the movie scene. And then it was now to cater to 2Face. This man has told you, not once, not twice, not 3 times, I am not down. That it is important for a man to sow his oats, and I sow it as much as possible. Mind you, 2Face is a Benue man. I think he's a Gala. Anyway, the same 2Face in that same reality TV show said, oh no, that he didn't want anything that would disturb Annie. This is her moment. This and that and the third, she needs to have it to be happy. What I was reading from 2Face's lips was, listen, anything to get you off my back, here it is. Take it, grasp it, do something, but be busy. Leave me to my antics alone. That was what I understood. Another thing that stood out for me that was a little bit worrisome, in that same season 1, the fact that the children were privy to the issues they were having in their marriage. One of the daughters said it, something in the corridors of no more children. I'm like, yeah. And I noticed that, you see, kids, when they are kids, there are things they can't hide. And that sentiments or, how they are, how they act, children don't lie. Whatever you want to call it, whatever production wants to call it, they didn't tell those children to say those things. It wasn't scripted. Right? And they said it. I pinched myself and see, So that means that somehow, one way or the other, this lady and her issues with her husband in her home are private to the children's knowledge. That's number 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever. Anyway, and it continues. Like I said, I didn't watch season 2 because I was just upset with her. And then season 2 happens and I see the whole meltdown she had, where Swanky was concerned, where her issues with Zari, she could not get over it. The fact that, 2Face spoke with Zari. Come on. And then down to season 3. If you recall, the last video I just put up some few days ago, I'm going to hang it here. I said, I hope and pray that Annie is fine, because what is going on? I said, I said production, they could be playing games, right? And the things that she's saying or how she's acting. And I said, dear Lord, and I said it, because I'm not a hater. I said it. I said, please, if there is something up, Annie, go and seek help, because it cannot be okay. It cannot be fine. That thing is so involuntary. The actions you were exhibiting, the way you were, it was so involuntary. And prior to this, a video had already come out. I'm going to look for that video. I'm going to hang it here. and where she was talking about her birthday or something like that. And she looked messy. Hey. And then everyone is asking, is Annie all right? That's the question on everybody's lips. Is Annie okay? And I think we have our answer. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me say this and be clear. You know me, I talk about relationships and I talk about the things, women, how we act, and men, Let me tell you something. You cannot, as a woman, carry your life, weave your life, carry everything about you and make it about a man. Whatever happened to Annie in the course of her relationship with 2Face took away this girl's self-esteem. It took away her person. It took away her identity. Annie is not known without 2Face. Annie left her acting career. Annie entered a reality TV show that was supposed to be all about her and decided her marriage was to come front line and center. She went to war with Zari over her marriage, over her husband. She got into the next one and decided, I'm all out, everybody's enemy today. This is a clear case of a mental breakdown. Now I can give a name to it. It's a clear case of a mental breakdown. No man has the right to take away from you what makes you a human being. If a man tells you you cannot walk, run. If a man comes and tells you that because for one thing and the other, you can't work, pick up your slippers, your bag and baggages and run away from that house. Run away from that marriage. Run away from that man. He doesn't want the best for you. If a man makes you feel insecure in whatever way, shape or form, my dear, know that you have no place in that man's life because you are the prize. I want to be clear. Dear ladies, you are the prize. What I am seeing here, what I have seen and what I am noticing here, my enemy, I will not wish it on you. You are the prize. No man has the right to make you feel insecure. No man has the right to make you lose your identity. Yes, many of us will say yes, that after all, Annie is not a small kid anymore. I agree. But our bodies, our brains, even our bodies, even our muscles, memory and, habits and force of habit is a thing. Remember, she knew this guy at the age of 15. I said something in when I talked about when I was reviewing Young, Famous and African. I said something concerning Louis and Annie Idibia. I said many times we are in a situation and in places where we're supposed to be making connections, where we're supposed to be networking rights. Many of us are there in those spaces, but we're not using them. It's letting it all go away because now that I think about it, thinking back to it, what did Annie market during the Young, Famous and African? Nothing. I'm looking at the women of Real Housewives of Lagos. Let me be clear. You see, you people that is called Showmax, you better allow us that is abroad to be watching Real Housewives of Lagos. Is enough. Let me go back to the topic. All the things that we are doing. Zari. Everybody knows her Zari as the boss lady. But Zari is able to make us understand or know what she does. I found out that Zari runs, she has sanitary towels for girls. Right? I don't know if she's in partnership with the company, but she is doing her own duty. Iniedo, the moment she walked in, listen, being a boss lady has nothing to do with, it's just how you coin in your own coin. Iniedo, the moment she walked in, What did we hear from her mouth? I'm a director, executive this, bam. Louis, I thought that Louis was going to pick up on that and move with it. Louis now decided you left what was important. Who doesn't know what Swanky does? Swanky has carried himself on his brand from A to Z. Go to Swanky's social media page. He's showing himself on the runway. He shows what he does. Even in the Young, Famous and African Papa, it was both of him and Iniedo that worked together, and Brown Sugar, Abi, called Chocolate Brown. I don't know which one it is. Everybody is selling themselves. Quincy makes us know every time that he's a DJ. All the events that are going on in that show, he's the one who is planning it. Annie, which one did you plan? Annie, what did you exactly do? What is it exactly that you do? Aside from being innocent, 2Face Idibia's wife. Exactly what is it? Because I am angry for you. And I am angry with you. What is it exactly? What? Please, you leave because I'm upset. The hair is gonna hair, it's okay. What exactly is it that you told us that you do? In the midst of all the fracas, Zari even used it to insult you. How do you remove yourself, your person, your personality, your worth? How do you do all that? Because of a man. What you hear now is, Annie doesn't have money. It's 2Face that has money. Who cares? Who cares? It is how careless people talk. That is not what is important. What is important, baby girl, is who the hell are you outside of 2Face? That's what is important. You have done all this, and at the end, for what? That aside, I saw a lot of people writing, a man will do this, a man will do that. Listen, men have the same timestamp. All of them, they all have the same route. They all go through the same route in thoughts and actions. No man is different. Even a good man that is good, he is good because he met the person he wants to be good to or good for. So if you all come and say, 2Face, no, it's not only 2Face. Every man is like 2Face. The difference is, who is that woman that is woman enough to put him in his place? Who is that woman that is woman enough that is worthy to make that man discipline himself? 2Face saw through Annie. Listen, Annie is not 15 anymore. Let's get that. So she could have, in the course of her marriage, grown up, matured, and change the narrative, but she did not. She kept following the same pattern. So every man is 2Face. It's just the man who says and decides that, listen, for this woman, I cease to be every other thing, but for you. That good person for you. Every man can be that. So at what point did you carry out your whip and say, yeah, enough is enough? This is me. So those of you who are busy talking about 2Face, you're wasting your time. Because 2Face did never for 1 second, he did not hide who he is. He said it clear and simple. Given the opportunity, he will keep propagating. Given the opportunity, anyone that is available, he will burn. So no one should come here hanging the blame on anybody's back. Because 2Face is not a child. Neither is Annie Idibia. So let everybody listen. Annie is not innocent. There are men who tell you from the get-go, and he never hid it. Bottom line is, my dearest sister wanted to stay. She thought she would change, and she could change 2Face. Shikena, by being the dutiful, faithful wife. All those things doesn't matter. I scatter everything. I will not scatter. Is it going to stop 2Face from doing what he wants to do? No. You cannot, a man who is not willing or ready to change for himself, not for you, for himself, will not do it for you. Every man is 2Face. The only thing is that is either some are extreme or some are moderate. But it only takes a man who is willing, who meets the person that makes him tell himself, all right, okay, you're worth it. I'm going to do it. If not, no show. So, yeah, there we have it. The marriage is over. And like he said, for his peace of mind. And I'm sure Annie she's going to be fine. She's going to be fine. I want to address Toke Makinwa. You see, yes, I may have my reservations about someone. Why? This is a public space. And there are things you just don't say, right? Because you just never know. But let me address Toke Makinwa. Because she's a media personality. But not just because she's a media personality. Toke Makinwa, you've been through something similar. You know that, right? And when yours happened, best believe you had the sympathy of the public. Not all, but you had the sympathy of the public, right? And yours, like 2Face Idibia's, exploded online. It all happened online. Whether you are the one who instigated it, but fine, it all happened online. Then what did you do? You marketed the out of it. And you broke bank. Right? Smart. But there's something I'm going to tell you, Toke. But before I say anything, you guys listen to what Toke said. This is wrong on all levels, and you should be ashamed of yourself for bringing it here. Bring it on. If you think she's alone, let me tell you here that you have to fight all of us. And she goes on to say, I'm not one for too much talk, but what is wrong. And as a woman, if you sit on the fence on this one, if it misses you, it will touch your daughter or any female in your family. No one is innocent, and if you want to bring the media into it, knowing what is happening, we would fight for her. Shortly after she came out, because I think there was an outcry with her statement, and then shortly after that, she came out saying, nobody's asking anybody to stay in a situation that's not serving them any purpose anymore. By all means, leave if you must, but why bring this online this very moment? We know what is going on behind closed doors. The world doesn't know anything. It's already been hectic with opinions flying around. And when I say we will fight for her, I'm not talking about the general public. A handful of people know the truth, and time will tell. Timing is everything. Empathy is everything. You constantly preach love. You cannot add to the narrative that's out there when you know what is really happening behind closed doors. Now, I understand Toke perfectly. Annie is her friend. Toke, in the same way that you chastise 2Face, right, for bringing it out publicly, you could have as well been the bigger person and wrote what you wrote to him privately. Two wrongs cannot make a right. You chastise him for bringing up publicly. I agree. You could have sent him that message. After all, you know him, Abby. He's your friend. But you see now that by putting yourself this way, you took sides. How many times have we been told that in husband and wife matter, that you do not involve yourself as a third party? How many times have we heard that marriage counseling, well, don't ever insert yourself? The statements you made, I mean, they are laudable, right? But it's none of your business. If you want to be, you are Annie's ride or die, right? Ride or die for her. In private, as it should be. Those who were your ride or die when you had yours, did we know them? But they did for you. So be that ride or die for her in private. Inserting yourself inside this matter, nah. Whether you were in the marriage or you knew what was going on or you did not know what was going on. It's none of your business. You are not the first person that heard this. You actually say a handful of you. So you guys knew. And you've been managing it well. You could have continued managing it that way. Inserting yourself in this matter is none of your business. I'm sorry, honey. You'd have just kept it moving. And that same message you put out and spent all of 30 minutes to type, you would have typed it to 2Face. And I'm sure he would have listened to you. Very sure he would have listened to you. And probably he would have then decided, okay, I'm going to remove what I wrote online. But then you just actually mudslung with him. We have to be very careful. It's so easy to be on social media and decide we all want to, have an opinion. Some of them much more dangerous than others. Some of them actually even accuse you. It's all well and good. But it's always very important that we are able to think before we act. Like I said in the beginning, I had wanted to say so many things about this couple, but I just held my cool. And I'm saying for years, something just said, nah, let's leave it. It's just like the Blake Lively, I'm coming on that one. You people should wait. I'm coming. So again, dearest to care. Joe. Move your long bear. Joe. It's none of your business. Keep out of it. Stay out of it. Be Annie's friend and support in private. You don't need an army. You don't need a gang. You don't need anybody. You people do your ganging where you are doing it. Do your army where you are doing it. It doesn't, but don't insert yourself inside this thing at all. Don't. Just stay out of it. Okay? And yeah, that's it for me on this topic. To Annie Idibia, I'd say, tenez bon, ma sœur. Tenez bon. Bon courage. Il faut prier and seek help. More than anything, Annie, you need therapy to be who you are meant to be. Annie, it's not too late. You are in your 40s. You're still young. You're still beautiful. Take care of you. If you have to go on holiday or if you have to disappear, do it. Whatever you have to do, honey, do it. But I think it's time you came out and told yourself, I'm done too. I think the time has come for you to do that and say, okay, I gave this my best shot. I can't do this anymore. It's okay. It's actually okay to throw in the towel. Annie, maybe I get the impression that maybe you are looking at it or thinking about it this way. That Pero one. You see, in this game of marriage and divorce, there are no winners. There are no losers. The only thing I'm going to chastise you for, though, is the fact that, well, one of the things I'm going to also chastise you for, not the only, because I've chastised you for a lot of things, but one of the things I'm also going to chastise you for is the fact that you were very well aware that 2Face had taken Pero for a wife. You were very, very well aware about that fact. But I think for some reason you thought and you felt that you could conquer. For some reason you felt like you could do it. And hey, why not? You are allowed, you know. But you can't be naive anymore. You can't be naive anymore. You need to, wash your eyes. And this time around, live for you, Annie, not for anyone else. For you. Don't let anything on social media make you... No, I think this is time you even have to close all your social media accounts. That's it. But this time around, honey, it's all about you. You, and you. Be selfish with that you. Love that you. Be there for that you. Be present for you. Be motivated for you. Everything for you. It's time for you to take care of you. And on this note, guys, I want to hear all your comments in the comment section below. Do not fail to like, do not fail to comment, and not fail to subscribe to my video and to my channel. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.